And so we're back. Yes. So, yeah, it was a little different. It wasn't, like I said, it wasn't going to be a carbon copy. Um, and there are punches of nostalgia, like I mentioned. Even when he settles, Ralphie comes back into town, and we are introduced to a bevy of new characters. His wife, Erin Hayes, played Sandy Parker is her character name, and it's played by Erin Hayes. We have Mark, his son, River Deutsch, his charming daughter, Julie, played by Julianne Lane. Um, we have like this whole family unit coming back into the traditional home, which was really fun, and how it's telling too how like our parents will stay true to their furniture. They will not try to update anything, and so we still see like the radio and all of that. And there's even instances where Ralphie rummaging through the attic to have their tree. He finds the pink bunny suit, the horrible, hideous bunny suit that his aunt had made him years ago, was still tucked in the box. He found all the fixtures and all the lights, ornaments, and the star that is famous in the original film. How his father goes out of his way to get that dang, and it was a big ass tree that he was trying to like combat his best to get that star up there. There are instances, and now we also see how we eventually turn into our parents, and Ralphie has turned into the old man. Not 100%, he still has his little cute charm and that cute little laugh, like and guilts his brother into coming back because he's well to do, perhaps doing real estate out in India, something like that, with no intentions of really coming back to visit, not even his mom for the holidays. I guess he's grown a little disattached, but Ralphie's good. Being the eldest, I think he's able to kind of rein in his family and friends for the holidays, and still trying his dearest to get his work out there and published. And but yeah, he's conscious that it's not kind of panning out, and he just let it be known with his wife that yeah, no, we gave it a year, we gave it a good shot, and come January I will go back to corporate America, and this isn't panning out. And so we're introduced to the neighborhood again. We're introduced to his friends. Flick now owns a bar where Schwartz hangs out, and they're still kind of playing into the whole nostalgia. And it just tells you too that sometimes, some people don't leave the neighborhood. He did. He aspired, being the good old nerd that he was. He, you know, gravitated great to corporate America and moved out. But, the neighborhood, certain people just stay local. And so, but hey, Flick inherited, I think, his bar from his father. And so he's maintained it. And the patrons, Schwartz, now is a local and also a consistent patron, but is running a tab that he never pays. Typical. Very norm like, very cheers. Never pays a damn tab. But there are instances where they kind of like, they still have that whole like tit for tat relationship, Schwartz and Flick. And Flick has had it with him, and he's like, look, why don't you just do this, run off a cliff, like with the sled, and I'll clear your tab. And then there's those instances again of like, we're hit in the face again with the whole how they were antagonizing each other as kids, and how Schwartz was like practically thrusting him into that flagpole, and he's like, I triple dog dare you, and you knew it was like, oh, it's on. And so we got a hit of that too. But yeah, there were a lot of like, this wasn't a bad sequel. I genuinely enjoyed it. They brought back all of these characters, and yeah, even though the mom was a little too much, she did her job, you know, like it was passable. But I did notice, I was like, there's a lot of drinking in this. I don't know. I don't remember if the first original Christmas Story was there a lot of drinking, but there was. It definitely was drink. At least from the Pops. I think Pops would always have like some brown liquor in his glass, but not so much the mom. And the mom here is like having a martini glass and everything. Oh, and then the famous scene where they go back to the mall and they do it just like his parents did. They trick the kids to like, let's see Santa Claus, and you can wish, you can tell them all your desires and Christmas wishes and see if he comes through. And unfortunately, though, the mom who has like this whole skating fantasy, she sees herself as a professional skater. I don't think necessarily that she ever was one, but she had the whole little outfit going on, the whole little like satchel and purse looking thing, and then she trips and totally knocks herself silly. And there is a little bit of rivalry there between mom and daughter-in-law. But I guess that always exists, especially in these movies. I'm just thankful we didn't have another monster-in-law like Jennifer Lopez and Jane Fonda. I was like, that was a little too much. But for this instance, yeah, there's a little bit of rivalry, but they seem to get along, mother and daughter-in-law. And so because now she hit herself, she's on some crutches, and so she really can't do the shopping like they wanted to. So they go into some nice little lounge and have a good old time of cocktails, and he's running around like a crazy person getting all of the gifts. And so he is able to do it and accomplish it, gets it in the car. They have a great time. They have another like similar scene, like how when the family gets back in the car and they're all singing, as the small knit family that they are, and then they have that one instance where they're all singing and then they go, they have that moment. Something like that similar. But his car, starts to malfunction, and his trick, I believe maybe taught by his own father, just like, if you have an egg, it cools down the engine, and you can resume so you can get to the next spot. But he didn't have eggs. He didn't pack eggs for this trip, and so now they're like, great, what do we do? Then we're just gonna have to wait till it cools down. They have a snowball fight, and he clobbers his daughter by mistake in the eye. Poor girl. It's just sends her to the hospital. They go running to emergency room, and the car, being the little jalopy that it is, the trunk pops open and all their gifts go missing. It's just one mishap after another mishap, a misunderstanding after another. Then also, unfortunately, yeah, thankfully the kids never knew, but still they had spent all the funds on the Christmas, and the gifts were freaking gone. It just tells you sometimes life throws you wrenches, really. And then somehow they're able to resolve that. They can't get the gifts necessarily that they wanted, but they'll get gifts. They have like $20 or something. And $20 used to go a long way back then. Not today. $20 you get like a stick of bubble gum. And so but they still try to salvage Christmas, and even the way they haggle with the tree, like Ralphie, again, very much like the old man. He already knew how to get the cues on how to snag that good tree for a good price, but what he ended up doing was getting this giant monster tree, like his dad had done for a Christmas Story, and then in having this enormous tree, the star doesn't fit, and the star falls. Oh my God, the whole production. And his daughter starts crying, and she's like, we don't have a star. How is Santa gonna find our tree? We're not gonna get gifts. He has to break into Flick's bar on Christmas Eve when everything is closed. It's crazy. And that's how we run into his ex-bully, who ended up actually being rather decent to him. He was a police officer. He admits it's like, had this been anybody else, you would have been sitting in prison right now. But, in a way, he kind of was able to make amends after so many years, and especially torturing him in the first movie. It was fun. It was a fun film. Is it gonna hit different? Absolutely. It's not the same. It's totally different. It's its own entity, but it's cute. I think if anything this year, you can experiment and actually watch the original and then couple it with the sequel. So I recommend that. I loved it for what it was. It's not going to be the same as A Christmas Story, the OG, but it was a fun film. I really do. And it is a lot better than a lot of other sequels. So it's currently streaming on HBO Max. I highly recommend it. Give it 2 nerdy girl glasses. My Ralphie glasses, which are my real glasses. 2 glasses and 2 thumbs up. I do recommend y'all watch it. Currently streaming as of now on HBO Max. I hope y'all like the shirt too. Let us know. Leave us a comment down below. What did you like? Did you watch it? Did you enjoy it? And please stay tuned. I'm going to be reviewing a few other new shows that are streaming now on HBO. I think maybe White Lotus just released. There's a couple of episodes in already, and I have to get back to Atlanta. Also, Chip and Dale's on Hulu. That looks good, y'all. And what's another one that's coming? Oh, Wednesday. That's premiering soon too. All right, y'all. So if you like what you see, give us a like, give us a share. If you like my videos or my props and my DIYs, hit the subscription button and the notification button bell so you can be alerted of my next DIY review and haul. So let's play this out, y'all. Oh, I forgot to mention Ralphie does get published, but because of the story that he was kind of compiling together instead of the obituary, so his wife finds it, sends it to the paper, and his publishing career takes off, which would eventually bleed into the Christmas Story. So, which is again another nod to Shep, who was the original creator, writer, and even narrator of the original story of A Christmas Story. Isn't that cute? I loved it. Also, side note, why, if in the movie, the original movie, there was a nod to the fact that they lost everything because of those damn hounds, and they brought them back too for this one. They ended up having Christmas dinner at a Chinese restaurant, I believe, and why not bring a little bit of that back too? Why not have a little bit of wontons along with the whole Christmas dinner? That was a little bit of a missed opportunity, but nonetheless, watch it today, y'all. And yes, we are playing out the original ending credits. And happy holidays too. We're about to have some Thanksgiving. So happy holidays, y'all. XOXO, nerdy girl.